Welcome to Viking basketball with Coach Barret Peery as the Vikings get set to play the University of Montana this weekend right here in the Viking Pavilion. And the Vikings, a Thursday night game against the Griz. And Coach, you've had a lot of practice time because you had no conference games last week, just one non-conference game early in the week. So a lot of practice time leading up to this.
Yeah, and again, for us, practice time is always, we're thankful for practice time. We would have liked to have played one more game. We had it scheduled, and then weather kind of screwed it up, and so we ended up just playing last Tuesday. And a lot of games were canceled around the league. With our league, over half the games were canceled last week because of COVID issues, and so I guess we're just thankful that we're still practicing and we haven't had any pauses, knock on wood, and just doing what we do.
And this game featuring a couple teams playing excellent defense. The Vikings in the last 3 games have allowed just an average of 55 points per game, forcing 18 turnovers and holding opponents to 38% from the field. The Vikings have won 2 of those games. Montana comes in holding opponents to just 63 points on the season. So it could be a battle. It could be a half-court game. How do you see it, Coach?
It could be ugly. Could be not very fun to watch as long as we win. Yeah, Travis has his group really guarding and maybe not playing as fast as they normally have, and we're the same way. I think our guys have really bought into, talking about us, I think our guys have really bought into defending in the half court, rebounding, and our numbers have shown that. We've got really good numbers when it comes to defending and rebounding, and our shot selection has gone up and our turnovers have gone down, and so you also become a better defensive team when those things improve as well.
And both teams coming into this game, some pretty good bigs. We often talk about perimeter players. The Big Sky is loaded with talented perimeter players. The Vikings have some good big men. University of Montana, we saw it with Amari McCray, career-high 22 points against St. Martin's last week, and that just shows you the value that big men still have in this game, and probably even more so when you're talking about a defensive struggle and maybe a half-court game.
Yeah, both teams have great length and size. Amari has been a very good target for us. Jacob is becoming a good target as well. Khalid and John Hall with their length and size. And then they have 2 very good bigs as well with Stedman and Owens, who are doing a good job around the rim.
And a concern for the Vikings going into this game, Montana, a really good shooting team, 46% from the field, but more specifically 79% at the line. That's going to make it all the more important that you defend well. Avoid sending this team to the free throw line and not giving them too many easy opportunities.
Yeah, that's a big focus for us this week as we practice, is just simply defending without fouling. These guys have really made people pay when it comes to, mistakes with fouling and putting them on the line. They're shooting the ball 79%, like you said, and they just are good at it. They do a good job of capitalizing on people's mistakes.
And last year, these teams split the season series, each winning on their home court. The year before, the Vikings beat Montana on both occasions, and of course the Griz were at the top of the conference 2 years ago. So, Coach, maybe what has been the key to playing this team pretty well in recent years?
I think that we've had good success with our pace, and we'll still need to have our windows of opportunity for our pace and getting up and down the floor some, but we got to make people pay when we get opportunities with numbers. We've forced them into some pace-type situations where we've gotten to break out a little bit and get ahead of them a couple years ago as well as last year, and so I think that we have to do a good job of having some sort of pace, even though you've talked about the numbers being down and it feels like there's a slower pace. I still think we're playing fast because of our defense in the full court, but we got to make sure we capitalize on that.
All right, the winner of this game, if the Vikings can win on Thursday night, they will jump over Montana in the standings. That's very important. Coach, it's hard to believe we're already in the second half now of the Big Sky Conference season, and it seems like we just got going.
We're in the first week of February, and I would tell you it feels like it should be Halloween or maybe somewhere in between Halloween and Thanksgiving. But that's where we've been on our calendar. A lot of these teams probably feel much different than we do as far as that goes because they've had their teams together a lot more. But like you and I talked about over the weekend, we just finished up our second month of practicing together, and so we're really getting to know each other. We're excited about where we're at. We're excited about our growth, and we think the next 6 weeks we can become a very good basketball team.
Well, the Vikings need to get some games in. They need to get some games won, and they need to get some momentum going toward the Big Sky Conference tournament. So they play Montana Thursday night. It's a 7 o'clock start, and again, noon on Saturday. Coach, the key to this week?
You know, I think rebounding for both teams is going to be a big deal. We want to get on that glass at both ends, and so do they. Shot selection is going to be a big deal because of the defense that people play. The two teams that play, we got to find good shots somehow, no matter how good the defense is, and then playing without fouling, like we talked about earlier. That's going to be a big deal because for them, that's an offense. You know, getting to the free throw line and getting free throws and making free throws is an offense for them, and we got to do a good job.
All right, there it is, the Vikings and the Grizzlies this week. Viking basketball is coming up.